Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Sukadeva Goswami is describing the Virata Rupa of Krishna. My earphones are coming, so till that time the voice will be a little low. So here the rivers, how they are representing the veins of the body of Krishna, the trees, the hairs, all these things we saw. Now, second canto, first chapter, 36th verse. Vayamsi tad vyakaranam vichitram manor manisha manujo nivasa gandharva vidyadhara charanapsara swara smutira purani kaviryah. Swara smutira surani kaviryah. Vayamsi tad vyakaranam vichitram manor manisha manujo nivasa gandharva vidyadhara charanapsara swara smurtira surani kaviryah. Now, what are these birds indicating? Vayamsi. Vayamsi means the variety of birds what we see. They are indicating his artistic sense. Yes. We take pride in our art. Krishna says, you see birds and you take pride in my art. And then Manu is the father of mankind. So we know that one day of Brahma is governed by 14 Manus. So these Manus, Krishna says, they're the emblem of standard intelligence. Manur, Manisha, Manujo, Nivasa. Manasaha, Manujo. Manujo means mankind. Nivasa, residence. Manasa. So man means who has thought process. Then only is a man. He has got an intelligence to think. That is why here Prabhupada writes intelligence is standard, emblem of Krishna's standard intelligence. That is why if a person has a God, if a living entity has a God, a human body, naturally he has got an intelligence to think, to discriminate what is right, what is wrong. And that intelligence, super intelligence is given only by Krishna. Because Manu represents his intelligence. That means mankind represents his intelligence. And if we waste our time in this human body, then we are actually degrading the opportunity what we have got. Okay, anyhow. Gandharva Vidyadhara Charana Apsara. That means Gandharvas, Vidyadharas, Charanas, Apsaras. They are all celestial species. What are they doing? Swara. Swara means musical rhythm. Smriti, remembrance. Asuraha, Anika. Anika means soldiers. Demonic soldiers. Virya, prowess. So now these Gandharvas, Vidyadharas, Charanas, angels, that is Apsaras, they are all representing. When Gandharvas are singing, from where this talent is coming? His musical rhythm. I think source is Krishna. Now just see, by even showing the Virata Rupa, Krishna, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo. This is emphasized. He is the source of everything. Even the demonic soldiers, or demonic soldiers has been given, Vidyadharas, Charanas. Charanas, they have demonic soldiers. Everything is Krishna's arrangement. Was divine versus demon has been going on from time immemorial. It is nothing new. Then only Krishna can come and establish dharma. Everything is divine, then what is the need for Krishna? Everything, all divine people are there, then nobody appreciates. Something challenging comes, some demonic things comes, and immediately there is a verse. Leelayitena bhuvanani jayatya jasram. What Krishna does, he does Leela and shows Jayat Tejasram, Jay. And everybody says joy, 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 joy. So in this way, Krishna loves to show the victory. That is why these demonic soldiers are also his power only. That is why sometimes when the pride of divine people increase, that is time Krishna shows Bali Maharaj can overpower everyone, though born in demonic family. So in this way, that is why very important. When a person is in devotion, he should take care of devotion. He should take care of all his etiquettes. Vrindavan Leela Mataji, please read.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, may I try reciting also?
Yeah, you should read. Recite and then recite the translation and
yes,
the.
Hare Krishna. Vayamsi tat vyakaranam vichitram manurmanisha manujo nivasaha gandharva vidyadhar charana apsaraha swarasmritir asurani kaviryaha. Translation. Varieties of birds are indications of his masterful artistic sense. Manu, the father of mankind, is the emblem of his standard intelligence, and humanity is his residence. The celestial species of human beings, like the Gandharvas, Vidyadhars, Charanas, and angels, all represent his musical rhythm. And the demoniac soldiers are representations of his wonderful prowess. Purport. The aesthetic sense of the Lord is manifested in the artistic, colorful creations of varieties of birds like the peacock, parrot, and cuckoo. The celestial species of human beings like the Gandharvas and Vidyadhars can sing wonderfully and can entice even the minds of the heavenly demigods. Their musical rhythm represents the musical sense of the Lord. How then can he be impersonal? His musical taste, artistic sense, and standard intelligence, which is never fallible, are different signs of his supreme personality. The Manu Samhita is the standard law book for humanity, and every human being is advised to follow this great book of social knowledge. Human society is the residential quarters for the Lord. This means that the human being is meant for God realization and association with God. This life is a chance for the conditioned soul to regain his eternal God consciousness and thus fulfill the mission of life. Maharaj Prahlad is the right type of representative of the Lord in the family of Asuras. None of the living beings is away from the Lord's gigantic body. Each and every one has a particular duty in relation to the supreme body. Disruption in the matter of discharging the specific duty assigned to each and every living being is the cause of disharmony between one living being and another. But when the relation is re-established in relationship with the Supreme Lord, there is complete unity between all living beings, even up to the limit of the wild animals and human society. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu displayed this living unity in the jungle of Madhya Pradesh, where even the tigers, elephants, and many other ferocious animals perfectly cooperated in glorifying the Supreme Lord. That is the way to peace and amity all over the world. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Brahmananam Kshatrabhujo Mahatma Vidurum Shrita Krishna Varna Nana Bhida Bhijya गणोपपेत्पिन्नो द्रव्यात्मकः कर्म वितान योगः ब्राह्मणनं क्षत्र भुजो महात्मा vid uru, actually vid uru it is vid uru anghrishrita krishna varnah nanabhida bhijya गणोपपन्नो द्रव्यात्मकः कर्म वितान योगः ब्राह्मण आननम. Brahmana is his face. Lord says Virata Purusha's face is Brahmana. Kshatriyas are his arms. Thighs. Bhujo, Shatra Bhujo, Mahatma. Mahatma here refers to Virata Purusha. Vid means Vaishya. Uru, vid uru. Uru means thighs. Vid uru. Anghri Shrita. Anghri Shrita. Krishna Varna. Shudras. Why Krishna Varna? They're generally black in color. That's why Krishna Varna. Darkish in color. They are under the protection of his feet. Nana Abhida. So in this way, Nana Abhida Abhijja Gana. So there are so many worshipable demigods. Upapannaha. They are also overtaken by him. Upapannaha. That means they are also under his protection only. Dravyaha Atmakaha. Dravya Atmakaha. Atmakaha means whatever is wonderful. Wonderful goods. Atmakaha. Feasible. Wonderful goods. Whatever things you have. Pancharatra system started, given by Narada. Narada taught Pancharatra. Lord Shiva taught Pancharatra to Narada. Lord Shiva taught for 5 nights how to use everything in Krishna's service. Pancharatri Vidhi. Karma Vitana Yoga. Yoga. Yoga means connection. Yoga means sacrifice. Vitana Yoga, for his purpose. For connecting everything, whatever we have. So these 4 varnas, varnashramas, along with a set of demigods, if you remember 2nd chapter, Bhagavad Gita, I have created that set of men, Prajapatis, along with the set of demigods, so that one can perform the sacrifice. Same verse. That is why Varnashrama is been given. When you say set of men, they have to be put in order. Anybody cannot do anything. Everybody has a talent. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita very clearly. Who can read that verse? 2nd chapter. Which verse Krishna says? 2nd chapter, which chapter? 3rd chapter, sorry. 3rd chapter. Not 2nd chapter, 3rd chapter. Yes? No, that is there. I have created a set of demigods. And in that, stena will come. If you don't give, then you are a thief. Open 2nd, 3rd, 4th. You are not Bhakti Shastri now. Open. I have given the clue now. That is how the sacrifice.
3.12. 3.12.
Read the verse.
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
What is the verse?
Yes. Ishtana bhogan hivo deva dasayante yagya bhavitaha te dattan pratyayebhyo yo bhukte stena evasa.
One before.
So,
I have created. Which verse? Yes, Vrindavan Lila Mataji. Which is that verse? Set of demigods.
I recite it, Mataji.
Recite the verse.
देवान भाव्या तनेन ते देवा भावयन्तु वः परस्परं भावयन्तः श्रेयः परम् अवाप्स्यथ. The demigods.
The one before.
Before that. Sahayagya. This one, Mataji. Yes, in the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures sent forth. Yes.
Yes.
Sahayagya praja sishtva purovacha prajapatihi
Patihi.
anena prasvishyadvam vishwatvam eshavo astva ishtakamadhu.
So this is the verse. Okay. So this is everything is available to please Lord. Okay. Ravindra Sachiputra.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Brahmananam Chatrabhujo Mahatma Vidurur Angrishita Krishna Varnaha Nana Bida Bija Kano Papa Pano Dravyatmakaha Karma Vitana Yoga
Dravyatmakaha Karma Vitana Yoga. Vitana Yoga means to connect. That is why I have given all the ingredients.
Translation.
So you write, mark it and keep Sahayagyaha Prajapuktaha. Purovacha Prajapati. That verse is actually resembling this verse. Okay.
The Virat Purusha's face is the Brahmana. His arms are the Kshatriyas. His thighs are the Vaishyas. And the Sudras are under the protection of his feet. All the worshipable demigods are also overtaken by him. And it is the duty of everyone to perform sacrifices with feasible goods to appease the Lord. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Monotheism is practically suggested here. Offering sacrifices to many demigods under different names is mentioned in the Vedic literature. But the suggestion made in this verse is that all those varieties of demigods are included in the form of Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are only the parts and parcels of the original whole. Similarly, the divisions of orders of human society, namely the Brahmanas, that is the intelligent class, the Kshatriyas, that is the administrators, the Vaishyas, is the mercantile community, and the Shudras, the laborer class, are all included in the body of Supreme. As such, sacrifice by every one of them in terms of pleasing the Supreme by feasible goods is recommended. Generally, the sacrifice is offered with clarified butter and grains. But with the progress of time, human society has produced varieties of goods by transforming materials supplied by God's material nature. Human society, therefore, must learn to offer sacrifices not only with clarified butter, but also with other manufactured goods in the propagation of the Lord's glory. And that will bring about perfection in human society. The intelligent class of men or Brahmanas may give direction for such sacrifices in consultation with the previous acharyas. The administrators may give all facilities to perform such sacrifices. The Vaishya class or mercantile community who produce such goods may offer them for sacrifice. The Shudra class may offer their manual labor for the successful domination of such sacrifice. Thus, by the cooperation of all classes of human beings, the sacrifice recommended in this age, namely the sacrifice of congregational chanting of the holy name of the Lord, may be executed for the common welfare of all the people of the world. Hare Krishna.
यानसावीश्वर विग्रहस्य यः सन्निवेशः कथितो मयाति सन्धार्यतेऽस्मिन् वपुषि स्थविष्ठे मनस्वबुद्ध्या न यतोऽस्ति किञ्चित् यानसावीश्वर विग्रहस्य यः सन्निवेशः Kathito mayate sandhatyatesmin vapushi sthavishte mana swabuddhya nayato kinchit. Now Sukadeva Goswami says, Yan, all these about Lord Vigraha, that is Virata Rupaha, Sannivesha, where what is required, where what is located. Kathitaha, I have explained. Maya, me. To you, I have explained. Sandharyate. So one may concentrate. Aspin Vapushi. In this form of Virata, how? By whatever I have explained. Sthavishte. So the gross way, in one's mind, manaha, sabuddhaya, by one's intelligence, one can concentrate on the things what I have explained. Na yataha asti kinchit. Na yataha asti kinchit. There is nothing beyond this. Even if you see 13th chapter, 8th verse to 12th verse, Krishna says, there is nothing, no knowledge behind this. Remember, 13th chapter, Bhagavad Gita. Keep Bhagavad Gita with you always. 13th chapter, 8 to 12. How to surrender, process of surrender. In that, Adhyatma Jnanam. I have given you Adhyatma Jnanam, Atma Jnanam, Adhyatma Jnanam. There is nothing beyond this knowledge. Now here also the same word is there. There is nothing beyond this. How to understand this? Thavara Jangama Dekhi, Na Dekhe Tara Murti. Sarvastra Hoye Nija Ishtadeva Spurti. So when you see everything, actually everything belongs to Krishna. Now just see birds. Can anybody think of seeing a crow and imagining Krishna's art? Krishna says variety of birds. So in this way, seeing Lord in everything. In Virata Rupa, you are emblem, you are representing. Okay, this is the emblem of this, emblem of this. Little bit furthermore is seeing Paramatma instituted in everyone's heart. That is why Virata Rupa is generally considered very much impersonal. But when you study this nicely, then actually this is a representation. But when a devotee sees a crow or a dog, a Brahmana, Gavi, Shuni, Hasti, what is he seeing? He is not seeing Brahmana as the face of Krishna. He is seeing Paramatma situated in the Brahmana's heart, more advanced stage. But gross level, now what is gross? At least think, if a person doesn't know who is Krishna, at least think, oh, the Virata form. He is the face of that Mahapurushaha. Still that Mahapurushaha, personal form is not known. Krishna as a person is not understood. So Virata Rupa is considered as impersonal. But when a devotee reads about Virata Rupa, he is appreciating the entire cosmic manifestation. That is a difference. When an impersonal, or you can say Brahmavadi, Mayavadi don't talk only. Brahmavadi or impersonalist, when he reads this, oh, he doesn't know the form of Lord. He doesn't know the personal aspect of Lord. He doesn't know his personal relationship with Lord. So what is he seeing? He is not even seeing Gandharvas as personal. He is only representing. In this way, there is impersonalism. When he cannot see Lord only as person, what will he see others as person? What will he see demigods as person? If you see very carefully, Krishna has, even though in this Virata Rupa, Krishna has emphasized on every person. Gandharva is a person. The set of Gandharvas, they are persons. Charanas are persons. Apsaras are persons. Nothing is Sarvam Kalidam Brahman. In that Sarvam Kalidam Brahman also there is variety. So that has been emphasized. Okay, Bindu, read. Bindu, I think you should open your video and set the class. When you tell to others, you should also follow that.
Okay.
In the class, videos should be open. Keep the videos on. Then it is a classroom. Again, this is impersonal then. I don't want to see your fan, I want to see your face. Yeah, read, sit. No doing any other work. Because
not
Bhakti
doing
Vaibhav every verse is wonderful. Read.
या न सावी ईश्वरविग्रहस्य यः सन्निवेशः कथितो मया ते सन्धार्यतेऽस्मिन् वपुषि सविष्टे मनः स्वबुद्ध्या न यतोऽस्ति किञ्चित्. Translation: I have thus explained to you the gross material gigantic conception of the personality of Godhead. One who seriously desires liberation concentrates his mind on his form of the Lord, because there is nothing more than this in the material world. Purpose. In the Bhagavad Gita 9.10, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has verily explained that the material nature is only an order carrying agent of His. She is one of the different potencies of the Lord, and she acts under His direction only. As the Supreme Transcendental Lord, He simply casts a glance over the material principle, and thus the agitation of matter begins, and the resultant actions are manifested one after another by 6 kinds of gradual differentiation. All material creation is moving in that way, and thus it appears and disappears in due course. Less intelligent persons with a poor fund of knowledge cannot accommodate the thought of his inconceivable potency of Lord Sri Krishna, by which he appears just like a human being. Bhagavad Gita 9.11. His appearance in the material world as one of us is also his casual mercy upon the fallen soul. He is transcendental to all material consumption, but by his unbounded mercy upon his pure devotees, he comes down and manifests himself as the personality of Godhead. Materialistic philosophers and scientists are too much engrossed with atomic energy and the gigantic situation of the universal form, and they offer respect more seriously to the external phenomenal features of material manifestations than to the nominal principle of spiritual existence. The transcendental form of the Lord is beyond the jurisdiction of such materialistic activities, and it is very difficult to conceive that the Lord can be simultaneously localized and all pervasive, because the materialistic philosophers and scientists think of everything in terms of their own experience. Because they are unable to accept the personal feature of the Supreme Lord, the Lord is kind enough to demonstrate the Virat feature of his transcendental form, and herein Srila Sukdev Goswami has vividly described this form of the Lord. He concludes that there is nothing beyond this gigantic feature of the Lord. None of the materialistic thoughtful men can go beyond this conception of the gigantic form. The minds of the materialistic men are flickering and constantly changing from one aspect to another. Therefore, one is advised to think of the Lord by thinking of any part of his gigantic body, and by one's intelligence only one can think of him in any manifestation of the material world: the forest, the hill, the ocean, the man, the animal, the demigod, the bird, the beast, or anything else. Each and every item of the material manifestation entails a part of the body of the gigantic form, and thus the flickering mind can be fixed in the Lord only and nothing else. This process of concentrating on the different bodily parts of the Lord will gradually diminish the demonic challenge of godlessness and bring about gradual development of devotional service to the Lord. Everything being a part and parcel of the complete whole, the neophyte student will gradually realize the hang of Ishopnishad, which state that the Supreme Lord is everywhere, and thus he will learn that the art of not committing any offense to the body of the Lord. This sense of God-mindedness will diminish one's pride in challenging the existence of God. Thus, one can learn to show respect to everything, for all things are part and parcel of the Supreme God. Hare Krishna.
See, such a wonderful explanation Prabhupada says. One will learn to respect everyone. This is actually showing the compassion. It is increasing the compassion right from the birds. Can anybody think this? Everything is respected. Even Shudras are respected. Everyone is, Shudras at least come in the human category. Birds are also respected. Everyone is respected. To such an extent, demonic prowess is also respected. Everything is respected. Sa sarvadhi vrityanu bhuta sarva atma yatha swapna jani kshitaikaha tam satyamanandani danidhim bhajeta nanyatra sanjed yat atmapatah ससर्वधी वृत्यनु भूत सर्व आत्मा यथा स्वप्न जने क्षितैकः तं सत्यमानंद निधिं भजेत नान्यत्र सज्जेद यत आत्मपातः सह sarvadhi vritti. How to realize him? The process has been given. The process of realization has been given. That means use all your sort of intelligence, the process. Anubhitaha. Anubhutaha. You should be aware. Sarve, everyone should be aware. Atmaha yathaha swapnajanaha. Atma yataha. So Atma here refers to the super soul. So one has to concentrate on the Supreme by his mind. How? Swapna janaha ikshitaha ekatam. Swapna janaha. So in the dream, Swapna janaha, the people while dreaming, what they do? They imagine so many things. So instead of imagining so many things, I have already given you everything. Every manifestation has been linked with Krishna. So how the materialistic people, they imagine so many things in the dream. You with the mind, just concentrate on Krishna. Ikshitaha ekaha tam satyam ananda nidhim. So he is that person who is the ocean of bliss. Bhajeta. So that person who is the ocean of bliss is the worshipable object. One has to worship him. Na anyatraha. You don't have to do anything else. Just worship him. Sajjeta yataha atma patehe. Atma. Sorry. Atma, what is there? Pataha. Yes, Atma Pataha. So instead of degrading oneself, one has to just serve Lord. If one does something else, instead of serving Krishna directly, Directly means concentrating on his seva, concentrating on the Vaishnavas, Guru Acharya. Anything else, trying to worship oneself, thinking oneself as God, trying to worship something else, then actually what is he doing? He is degrading himself. One has to see everything in connection to Lord. We cannot even imagine Lord has, Sukadeva Goswami says, even birds are his art. I'm emphasizing on the birds only. They're all things, okay, trees, Jadavastu, everything, rivers, everything Krishna says, when you see his emblem. At the same time, one should know he's a person. At the same time, we should know that he is situated in everyone's heart as Paramatma. Anything beyond this, Vadanti tattvavidas tattvam yad jnanam advem brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdate. This is the verse. Vadanti tattvavidas. One should know this tattva. What is that tattva? Brahman. Impersonal Brahman. Virata Rupa is impersonal Brahman. It is Lord is pervading everywhere. Brahman. Paramatmeti. He is localized in everyone's heart. Bhagavan. He has a beautiful, wonderful, individual form, identity. Beyond this, any knowledge is a waste of time and a cause of our degradation. Okay? Chaturvedi Prabhu, read.
I just joined verse number
39. Or you do one thing. Let Venkatesh Avatar Prabhu read the verse. Then both of you share the.
Hare Krishna. Dandat pranam. Sa sarvadhi vrutyanubhuta sarva atma yatha swapna janekshitaika tam satyamananda nidhim bhajeta nyanyatra sajjeta yat atmapata. Translation. One should concentrate his mind upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one who alone distributes himself in so many manifestations, just as an ordinary person creates thousands of manifestations in the dream. One must concentrate the mind on him, the only all blissful absolute truth. Otherwise, one will be misled and will cause his own degradation. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In this verse, the process of devotional service is indicated by the great Goswami, Srila Shukadeva. He tries to impress upon us that instead of diverting our attention to several branches of self-realization, we should concentrate upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the supreme object of realization, worship and devotion. Self-realization is, as it were, offering a fight for eternal life against the material struggle for existence. And therefore, by the illusionary grace of the external energy, the yogi or the devotee is faced with many allurements which can entangle a great fighter again in the bondage of the material existence. A yogi can attain miraculous success in material achievements such as anima and the lagima. So by which one can become more minute than a minutest or lighter than the lightest, or in the ordinary sense. One may achieve the material benedictions in the shape of the wealth and woman. But one who is won against such allurements become entanglement again in such illusionary pleasures means degradation of the self and further imprisonment in the material world. So by this warning, one should follow one's vigilant intelligently only. The Supreme Lord is one, and his expansions are various. He is therefore the super soul of everything. When a man sees anything, he must know that his seeing is secondary and the Lord seeing is primary. One cannot see anything without the Lord's having first seen it. So that is the instruction of the Vedas and the Upanishad. So whatever we see or do, the super soul of all acts is seeing or doing is the Lord. The theory of simultaneousness, oneness, and the difference between the individual soul and the super soul is propounded by the Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as
Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva.
philosophy of Achinta Bheda Veda Tattva.
Okay, from here, Gyandeep Prabhu, you read. So, Achintya Bheda Bheda Tattva. Everything is of Krishna. Everything is by Krishna. When you say Bheda, then by. Of, then what happens? Something Abheda also we can understand. Oh, everything is of Krishna. Everything is by Krishna. Bheda Abheda. Yeah, read from here.
The 37 is last. You said 39.
39. Actually, you are still searching. Okay, read. Venkatesh Prabhu, read. It is
Hare Krishna.
39, I think. 60
The Virat
seconds.
Rupa or the gigantic features of the Lord, Supreme Lord, includes everything materially manifested, and therefore the Virat or gigantic features of the Lord is the super soul of the all living and non-living entities. But the Virat Rupa is also the manifestation of Narayana or Vishnu. And going further on, and on the will eventually see the Lord Krishna is the ultimate super soul of everything that be. The conclusion is that one should unhesitatingly become a worshipper of the Lord Krishna, or for that matter, his plenary expansions, Narayana and none else. So, in this Vedic hymns, it is clearly said that first of all, Narayana cast a glance over the matter, and thus there was a creation. So, before creation, there was neither Brahma or nor Shiva. And what to speak of others? Sripada Shankaracharya has definitely accepted this, and that Narayana is beyond the material creation,
Narayana Paro Vyaktat.
is
Adi
beyond the
Shankaracharya says that. Hmm.
Narayana is beyond the material creation, and that all others are within the material creation. So the whole material creation, therefore, is one of the different form of Narayana simultaneously, and thus this supports the Achinta Bheda Veda Tattva philosophy of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So being an emanation from the glancing potency of
Emanation.
Narayana, uh,
Emanation.
emanation from the glancing potency of Narayana, the whole material creation is non different from him. But because it is the effect of external energy, Bahiranga Maya, and is aloof from the internal potency, Atma Maya, the whole material creation is different from him at the same time. The example given in this verse very nicely is that one of the dreaming man creates many things in his dream, and thus he himself becomes the entangled seer of the dream and is also affected by the consequences. So the material creation is also exactly dream-like creation of the Lord. But he, being the transcendental super soul, is neither entangled nor affected. So by the reactions of such dream-like creation, he is always in his transcendental position, but essentially he is everything and nothing is apart from him. So as a part of him, one should be therefore concentrate on him only without deviation. Otherwise, one is sure to be overcome by the potencies of the material creations, one after another. So it is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 9.7 as follows. सर्वभूतानि कौन्तेय प्रकृतिं यान्ति मामिकां कल्पक्षये पुनस्तानि कल्पादो विसृज्याम्यहम्. O son of Kunti, at the end of the millennium, every material manifestation enters into my nature, and at the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I again create. So the human life, however, is an opportunity to get out of this repetition of creation and annihilation. It is a means whereby one may escape the Lord's external potency and enter into his internal potency. Thus, the ends of Bhakti Vedanta purports of second canto, first chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The First Steps in God's Realization. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Stop here. Any questions you can ask.
Mataji, may I?
Yeah.
Mataji, in the 37th verse, in the purport, there is an expression wherein Prabhupada writes, successful termination of such sacrifice. What does he mean by that?
Read the whole thing, no? Read one line before,
Yes.
one line after, read the whole line.
The intelligent class of men or Brahmanas may give direction for such sacrifices in consultation with the previous acharyas. The administrators may give all facilities to perform such sacrifices. The Vaishya class or mercantile class who produce such goods may offer them for sacrifice, and the Shudra class may offer their manual labor for the successful termination of such sacrifice.
Termination means?
Stoppage.
No, not stop. You say no, Punaroti. Last what you say. After the
So
whole.
that way it means. Okay.
Sacrifice ends with everybody's prayasa, no?
Okay. I
So
was taking
termination here doesn't
literally.
mean that you stop the. How can you stop the sacrifice?
That's what I was wondering.
Krishna
Why?
tells in Bhagavad Gita that if one who does not perform sacrifice, he will never attain any gati. Termination here refers to successful.
Yes,
Successfully
completion
you
of
have
that.
completion. Sometimes Prabhupada's words are a little bit stronger.
Mataji, one more. In the previous verse, we see that Prabhupada is referring to different heavenly human beings, like Vidyadhars and all. They are also a category of human beings. Means they are also earning the karma. How human beings
They have got wonderful karma. That is why they are in the higher planets.
like we say, na
Everybody is
Mataji,
reaping
like
the karma
in this,
only.
like in
Everybody
this
is
form
reaping
of
the karma.
no, like perhaps I didn't word it properly. Like we see that when it comes to lower species, they are living their past karma. And when we see the devatas and all, they are also enjoying their good past karma. So when it comes to these beings, are they like they are in which category, Mataji? Like in human beings, we can earn
They are
also.
also in the living entities, but they are in the little higher living entities. Their karmas are like they sing for Lord. Everybody is doing activity now. You say karma,
Means
but
they
which
have
type
the
of karma?
possibility.
Which type of, they have the possibility to fall down? That is your question.
Fall down or maybe go higher or break the cycle of birth and death.
Yes. For that they have to come to the earthly planet first and perform
in that
devotional
form,
service.
they cannot.
No, they have a particular type of work, like strawberry flowers, blowing the kettle, playing the kettle drum. Everybody is engaged, but that is their work. That is a department. Somewhere any pride comes, they have to come back only. See, vices will not spare anyone.
Then where
But
is the location, Mataji?
They are higher. They are the higher planets. You have 7 upper planets.
Yes.
So they have the higher planets. It can be in the Swargaloka, little below little, or it can be in the Swargaloka. Because Gandharvas are not coming in the Swargaloka, that is for sure.
Yes, in Mahabharata.
They are not in the Gandharvas. They are not in the. So what is their Bhuva? And expect them there. Then Swara. In Bhuva, you can have all, because showering flowers, like when Madhvacharya disappeared, Gandharvas were showering flowers, celestial flowers.
Yes.
Right top on the planet on top of the earth is Bhuva. Bhuva. You can expect them.
Then we cannot say that it's only in the form of human being we have the option of breaking the cycle of birth and death. Because in human beings, we have so many categories. So it's only a specific category.
Who is using his intelligence, who is serving Krishna. They are higher than everyone. They are higher than even demigods also.
Yes, Mataji. And they're singing for whom, Mataji? What do they sing?
For Lord only.
Means then they are already in devotional practice.
They are. But then one is sitting in your post and doing. One is Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam.
Actually, one astrologer told my husband he was a Gandharva in his previous birth. And I used to keep pestering him. Where are you singing? Now I'm getting little answer. Thank you, Vaibhav. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Stop here. Panchakalpatarubheshcha Kripasindhubhya Vichakritam Pavane Krishna 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 Krishna